Maybe draft isn't the answer, but a boot camp. I can remember my father, I think it was in Roosevelt's years, they took the kids, the teenagers off the street,
Right.
and they built roads and all over the country. And he said, if it weren't for that, he probably would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Who's going to pay for that?
Yeah, CCC camps. One of my questions is, how will you view your relationship with special interest groups? That's always been a cancer.
Yeah, it has been. It's something that, where you need to be strong enough to stand up and do what's right. And I've had to do that in Hazleton. I've had to do it when I stood up against illegal immigration. I had to stand up by myself. I disagreed with my own president. I disagreed with members of my party. But I was strong enough not to back down and not to give in. I was told they would get me at election time if I didn't back down, and I never succumbed to that pressure. And much I believe it will be the same in Washington, where you need to be a strong enough person not to cave in to lobbyists and pressure, and I truly believe that the term limits it will solve some of that problem. If I believe right now some people are in Washington so long that they know the lobbyists better than they know their constituents, because they've been there so long. And again, I hope by having term limits that again, I'm not going there for a career. I'm going there to get something done. I'm going there to get something accomplished. Again, it's just, I guess, depends on the individual.
It's a big job ahead of you.
It is a big job, and I'm ready. I'll tell you, I am ready. I don't know if they're... the thing that's been different for me this time than when I ran in 2008 is I became a grandfather in that time, and little Gabriel Lewis is 18 months old now. And I truly do worry about what his future will be. What type of America are we leaving him? What kind of opportunity will he have? Besides the debt that we're going to ask that generation to pay for, which they had nothing to do with, will they have the same opportunities to succeed? And I truly worry about that. I believe we're on the wrong course. I believe Washington is broke. There is no question that in 2008, America voted for change, but Americans didn't want to change America. Americans wanted to change Washington, and that's exactly what
Yep. Just what the one guy was saying with drugs. I'm in high school still, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's not as much drug use as you think.
Yeah.
There's that hardcore group, but the only reason you hear about it now is because of TV. I can tell you right now, most of us are stupid kids. I go to a Catholic school, I still know people in public school who don't associate with those people.
That's good. And a lot of it is has been in the past. It's been a lot of peer pressure, where again, young people are asked. It's tougher for you to stand up as a young man under peer pressure in your school than it is for me to stand up against a lobbyist. And my hat's off to any young adult who knows the difference and has the courage to say no. I'm not going to do it because it's not easy at a young age. Because peer pressure, many people give into that and don't change. That's good.
I think we can all agree that all of us in this room are getting taxed out of our houses. I mean, seriously, we have people on fixed incomes who, they can't live in their house, not because of a mortgage or any lack of Social Security, but they're getting taxed to death. I live in Stroudsburg. They're building a multi-gazillion-dollar school. I wasn't able to vote in that school. I don't even have children. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have schools, but to build a school, from what I understand, it's going to have, granite and marble and all these. Where does it stop? Because you know what? I'm not that young, but I'm not, close enough to retirement. But I can tell you, as a single person supporting herself, if my taxes keep going up I'm literally gonna have to sell my house because my mortgage is almost as much as what I have to pay monthly for my taxes to live in that house. And I'd like to know, you know, we hear about all this nonsense, but I'm telling you, local is where it has to start happening. We're getting killed, we're getting crushed. We're working 3-4 months to pay taxes, and I'm telling you, people are getting taxed out of their homes. And that is totally ridiculous. I wanna know who's gonna stand up to some of these school superintendents building schools without net new students. You know what, if you're, and then the other side of this problem is half of the people going to these schools do not live here. They're dropping their kids off. This is a known problem, it's been publicized in the paper, yet nobody's taking a stand and saying, you know what, if you don't live here, your kids should not be going to these schools, because we're getting killed. And you know what, I'm gonna have to move because I can't pay my taxes. And that's nonsense.
Well, I can tell you on the federal level, as long as they continue to spend money they don't have, they're gonna constantly look to tax you, because they can't get their hands on enough money.
Well, what
They
about the
just
casinos?
can't, they can't control themselves.
I keep hearing about the casinos. I will tell you, all these casinos that are coming in here, I think they're costing us money. Yes, people are being employed, with all due respect. Now you've got more people on the road, you've got more crime, you've got more drunk people. I mean, you have people who are becoming, you know, gamblers who were never gamblers, you know, throwing money away. I don't have a problem with a casino going in, because I have control. But you know what? Where's the reform? We were told you're gonna get, where? My taxes went up almost $600 in 1 year. And between the sewer and the water, I'm telling you, I come from New Jersey, Jersey would be cheaper. And that's scary when New Jersey, because I'm sure there are a lot of Jersey in New York, but when Jersey taxes become as high as Monroe County taxes, that's a travesty, because there's no work here. I mean, there's limited work. And I will tell you, I do admit that I'm a banker, and I have seen more small businesses in the last 2 years go out of business. Out of business.
There are more bankruptcies this year than there was last year. There's more foreclosures this year than there was last year. Unemployment's higher now than it was in the last 18 months in our area. What they're doing in Washington is not working. It's simply not working. But they're not changing. They're continuing to spend more and more and more. We're going down the same road, and it's not working. It's not putting people to work. It's, you know, people are afraid, even if you haven't lost your job, people are afraid that they will lose their job, or they may lose their job, or the business they're working for will close. And therefore, we're not seeing any growth. We're not seeing anybody start a new business right now. The economy is at a standstill, and unless we change, this will continue. This is not the way to put Americans back to work. It's failing. And we don't have much time, because I don't know how much more the American people can take, especially when their voices aren't even being heard. And that's why we're seeing this frustration and anger all across America. And the elected officials in Washington continue to believe that they know best.
It's okay, Lou, because we're waiting for our free health care. It'll level out.
Right now, there are 70 members of the Democrat Party who are registered with the Socialist Party of America. In 2006, Howard Dean, the head of the Democrat National Committee, appeared before the Party of European Socialists. In 2009, Bill Clinton, former President of the United States, appeared with the same group. My question for you is this. To me, as an American citizen, a proud member of this